I'm down here this morning at the Lawson Park markets. It's been a slightly quieter market than normal, but Annemarie, I've run into Annemarie a few markets. I've bought some plants off you, Annemarie, before. I think I got swindled into buying some plants. But you're having an interesting discussion with me, Annemarie, just about some of the health facilities here in Mudgee and some of your thoughts on those. So just expand some of those thoughts for me.
Expand some of those thoughts. Okay, we have this wonderful, brand new, clean hospital coming, which is all very exciting. But, and it's a big but, with the clean hospital we're having, we don't actually get the services that we need here. For example, in a lot of women's cases here, we need to go for mammograms, etc. And the only time we can have mammograms in Mudgee is when the bus comes at the end of the year, once or two. But if you're diagnosed with breast cancer or any other female issue, you actually have to go to Bathurst, Orange or Dubbo for your screenings, your mammograms and any other thing in relation to that. So.
Yeah. And we know how important preventative medicine is, so surely it would actually be cheaper for a state government to do some preventative medicine rather than wait until someone is further advanced and then the treatment is more expensive.
Exactly. Also, if a woman thinks that she's got it, might have the possibility of it, it'd be so much easier and less, heart and mouth, if she can just go into the hospital and say, okay, we need a mammogram done, and have it done there and then, and know literally straight away, instead of having to go, okay, now I've got to find a way to get over to Dubbo if you don't have a car, and a lot of people here don't, or are unable to drive. We've got to go over to Dubbo on those roads, Orange on those roads, Bathurst on those roads. We're looking at an hour to an hour and a half travelling minimum, right? So if you do have breast cancer and you have to go to the oncology services over in Dubbo, which I know are absolutely brilliant, you've got to be going through chemo and all its issues, but still have to travel an hour and a half to get to it on our roads. Minimum.
And it starts to become a major part of your day, if not a whole day, you've got to dedicate to those services.
That's exactly right. So not only do you feel really awful, you've still got to do 3 hours travelling in that day, sort of, which isn't very comfortable. And this is not just for women with issues. There's men. There's a whole community here who have medical issues that aren't being serviced by this beautiful new hospital. Yeah. And I do know for a fact that we're not getting the oncology beds that they need there. Sort of, I think they're still having the same amount of oncology beds, but the amount of people getting oncology at Mudgee is growing every week, sort of, because there's a lot around that need chemotherapy and things.
And I've heard people talk about similar issues. We'll say an MRI machine, so there's no MRI machine going to be here.
Nothing.
And I think one of the stats that scares me a little bit is that the health outcomes for regional people are worse than the equivalent group of people in Sydney. And that just means we aren't getting the services. Forget about the shiny new hospital, as you've talked about. We need to add those services on. So even though we've heard talk about $70 million for a new hospital, great, but we need to extend those services, and the services you're talking about are critical.
Absolutely, and that's where most of us are coming from. Hey, look, we've got this lovely hospital. Yeah, that's really good, but we want the services, and we want to be able to access them straight away or within reason, instead of having to go, okay, we've got to travel all this way, or we have to book into a motel just to have this done or that done, and it's not good enough. And this is supposedly a growing area.
That's right. And another gentleman spoke to me this morning about the fact there's no psychiatrist, so mental health services here in Mudgee are neglected as well.
Limited, yes, limited. Yeah. So
anyway, hopefully I can get in there and address some of those issues, Annemarie, and really make sure that regional areas like Mudgee are focused on rather than being forgotten about.
That would be wonderful, because, hey, look, we pay our taxes, we pay our dues, and sort of we need the facilities as well. So.
Thanks for your time this morning. I'll let you go back over there and sell a few more plants.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.